For 362 days each year, Baker Airport is like any other small municipal airport. But for 2 days in June and 1 day in August, a section of airstrip becomes Thunder Mountain Raceway, home to scores of racers and hundreds of loyal fans. Welcome to the Wildhorse Gaming Resorts Gamblers Classic. Today's winner will take home the lion's share of $1,000 in prize money. Our first pair in round number 1, in the far lane, Brett Rice and his Roadrunner against Dave Evelyn's 1950 Chevrolet pickup.
The Gamblers Classic, fans, remember that, the Gamblers Classic. We got car 507 in the right lane, driven by Brett Rice. He's got a dial in on his car of an 851, I believe, and on the left lane an 820. No, looks like the Roadrunner may have held on, but we'll find out here. In the right lane, Brett Rice out of Middleton, Idaho is going to advance on in the Gamblers Classic, driving his 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner 383 power plant.
Next up, Bob Lick and J.B. Matison's white Chevrolet Camaro versus Todd Ramberg in the near lane in his RX-7.
Fine. We've got Todd Ramberg out of LaGrande, Oregon, just pulling past Bob Lick and J.B. Matison's car. That's a 77 Mazda RX-7. He's going to advance on in the Gamblers Classic.
Doug Johnson is in the far lane with his 1973 360 Plymouth Duster. His opponent's Sandy Fuller, driving the biggest racer I've ever seen, a Ford dually pickup.
57. And your winner in the right lane, Doug Johnson out of Napa, Idaho, in that little 73 Duster. Nice job, Doug.
You're looking at Andy Gould from Council, Idaho.
Up out there in D1.
Andy and his innocent-looking 1975 Buick Skylark won yesterday's Cash Bash, pocketing $320. Jerry D. broke, receiving $110 for runner-up. We spoke to both of them after the race. Okay, who's who here? I have no clue.
I'm Andy.
You're Andy. You're the winner today?
Yep.
And, sir?
I'm the one that's broken.
What happened?
Random seal.
Oh. Can you get it fixed for tomorrow, or?
Yeah.
So you'll be out for the Gamblers and on the money?
Wouldn't miss it.
All right, well, hey, great. Thanks a lot for coming out and supporting us.
We loved it. Nice track, guys.
You've put on a great show. We really loved having you here.
Like it. We'll be back.
All right. Now Andy is back for a shot at the $750 first prize in the Gamblers Classic. His opponent is Doug Pennington.
65-38, 78, 68-10, 68-18, and 57. Please to the staging lane.
Too fast on the tree. Andy Gould red lights, and he's done for the day. Doug Pennington advances to round 2 of the Gamblers Classic. If you're old enough to recall the Gasser Wars, this will bring back memories. In 1953 Kaiser Henry J. That's Cliff Holmes from Marstein, Idaho.
Both cars have been running strong.
Cliff's opponent in the far lane is Rick Sell from Weiser, Idaho. He's driving a brand new front engine rail.
Cliff Holmes is our winner with the 53 Kaiser Henry J. Congratulations, Cliff. You're going to go on into Gambler's Club.
Your winner in the far lane in the green Barracuda, Dan Sells. Next up, Brent Bailey in his 1972 Chevrolet pickup.
This opportunity right now to mention a few more spots.
Brent's opponent in the near lane is Dennis Fuller from La Grande, Oregon. Dennis is driving a 1997 Ford Mustang.
Mustang. That's Dennis Fuller from Fuller Automotive. Again in the far lane, we've got Wayne Molman from Wallowa. And in the near lane, DJ Janucci at Enterprise. These guys are neighbors, so they got to know each other. We got a 705 dial in on DJ. That's fast times, guys. And an 8.4 for Wayne Molman, 72 Chevelle.
DJ Janucci runs down Dwayne Bowman from behind. The 67 Camaro goes on into round two.
With a big block.
To our camera is Bob Linscomb in his 1971 Chevy El Camino. In the far lane, bad boy Ricky Johnson in his 68 Camaro.
7.3 for bad boy.
Your winner, Ricky Johnson.
Turn those tires. In the left lane, we got number.
With her big block Chevrolet Camaro, you've got Cheryl Carpenter in the right-hand lane. Closest to the camera, Dan Naylor in his 1970 Cuda.
Dan Naylor with the win from Fayette, Idaho in the 70 Plymouth Cuda. Nice driving job there, Dan.
Hot all day yesterday. That was our second place finisher in the race yesterday afternoon. That's Jerry D out of Fayette, Idaho with the 70 Cuda 446 pack.
His opponent, Ed Elms. So how are you doing today, Rick?
Oh, just fine.
I know this guy, but introduce yourself to people that don't.
Oh, my name is Rich Anderson, and I work for Coca-Cola, and I have them for a sponsor.
All right. Yeah, I know you do all the repairs and that, and do all that kind of stuff. Now, what you got under the hood of this thing?
Oh, I have a 350, and it's pretty much stock.
So, but still runs pretty good. I know you've been out here, and you've done real well every time. Are you going to run the Gamblers today?
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, good luck to you, and thanks a lot for talking to us.
Oh, thank you.
Coming up here.
Rich's opponent in the far lane is Judy Radford in her 1971 Nova. Judy Radford wins in the far lane. Next up on the far side is Terry Schumacher in his Cadillac Eldorado. He's taking on Chris Wood.
Yes, he did. That was Chris Wood running him down at the line with that 68 Chevy.
Bob Erskine's 1968 Dodge Dart faces off with the 1928 Ford pickup of Lee Evenson.
V8 engine under the hood. That's a V8 pickup. He's got a special little hot rod.
All right, big hand down for Dennis Fuller. Big hand, people. That was a little pickup. Ooh, that was a good race. I think Bob may have got it. No. Lee Evenson held on for the win in the 28 Ford pickup. Congratulations, Lee. You're going to advance on in the Gamblers Classic.
That's got a big rod.
The Screaming Yellow Capri of Gary Dix is going to take on the green Chevrolet Nova that belongs to Steve Reynolds of Nampa, Idaho.
Trying to chase him down.
Steve Reynolds advances his Nova into round 2. This mild-mannered Buick has a wicked surprise underneath the hood. That's Linda Carter's caddy-powered Century. She's against Kara Rice in the mean green Dodge Challenger.
This should be an interesting race, guys. We're going to get a little head start for Linda in the near lane, and then we're going to watch Kara try to track her down.
For winner in the far lane, Kara Rice.
1960.
Round 1 action of the Gamblers Classic continues now. Travis Knight and his 429 cubic inch Mercury Capri will face off against this man. This is Rick Sparks from Baker City.
That's Travis Knight. In the near lane, we've got Rick Sparks with a 7.65 dial in. 7.4 on Travis Knight. This is going to be a good heads-up race here, folks. drive by Rick Sparks. Gary Carter driving his 29 Model A versus the 29 Ford pickup in the near lane of Gary Kitchen out of LeGrand, Oregon. We got an 845 dial in the near lane versus a 907 on Gary Carter's little Model A. Let's see who Jerry Carter out of Pendleton, Oregon in this 29 Model A pulled that one out of the line. What a nice job of driving. Great job. He's going on to the next round. But Jeff Townsend driving the 79 Chevy Camaro 350 powered. He's been running good all day long. In the near lane, Jim Lindsay. Jim's driving that little 23 Ford Rod there. That's a sweet looking little big man is what he calls that. It's got a Hemi Dodge in there. He calls himself a windmill man. He's got a dial-in of 768 on that car versus Jeff's dial-in of 9.45. This could be interesting. Jeff's going to get that big lead, and then we're going to watch Jim try to run him down.
As Jim Lindsay wins the final race of round number 1, it's time to bring out Outlaw Pro Street Racing. Street and Strip Auto Paint and Collision from Eugene, Oregon presents Gary Fauble's Wild Thing. 1966 Chevrolet Nova Outlaw Pro Street car. Has a 540 blown cubic inch alcohol engine. Weighs 3,325 pounds and goes like no street car I've ever seen before. In the 1957 Chevrolet, some assembly required. The driver, owner, and builder, John Costello.
Around your left, here we are, John Costello, 57 Chevrolet. Don't blink, plug your ears and be ready. Like that again, that's amazing driving by both drivers again. John Costello and assembly acquired 1957 Chevrolet and Gary Fauble and Wild Thing.
Okay, here we are talking to Gary Fauble, who just ran the Wild Thing down the 8th of a mile here at Thunder Mountain Drags. How'd it go today?
Oh, the track is really loose.
Real slick out there?
Quite a bit faster, man. We're sliding around pretty bad.
Is there anything you can do to adjust for that? Or?
Yeah, we're going to loosen up the shocks and adjust the tire pressure and see if we can get the hook a little better.
Okay, you ran, I think it's at 123 miles an hour, the PA said, which is pretty good on a little 1/8 of a mile. Do you think you can...
Well, normally we run about 140, so we're way off in the mile per hour still.
About 140 in the 1/8 of a mile, so
yeah.
Still got almost another 20 to go then.
Yeah, we got to lean it out. That's all it is. We're too rich in it right now. The altitude's so high here.
Okay. Are you hoping it'll cool down a little bit later, or
will that be nice? We can run a little better. The sun will go down a little later on this evening.
All right, we'll be looking for your other runs. Thanks for talking to us, Gary.
We're running. It's a 19.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with John Costello and some assembly required. His 57 Chevrolet Pro mod. I understand you had the gas pedal brake on you?
Pedal broke into on the burnout.
Oh, that must
so
make...
I was just kind of hoping it would push down. I don't know if it was full throttle or not, but it was there.
Well, it must not have been too bad. I believe you ran about 121, 122, somewhere around that in the 1/8 of a mile.
Yeah.
So, are you hoping for a little bit more speed when the...
Yeah, I lifted on it in 3rd gear. I just shifted in for a second so I get plug readings and see what we're doing at. So check the fuel system out.
Okay, so you're going to run, what, another time today and then again tomorrow also?
2 times yet today. This was just kind of a checkout pass. Gary and I would just see what our fuel systems are for this high altitude.
All right, well, hey, thanks for coming to Thunder Mountain and helping us out.
You bet. It's been a pleasure to come and racing.
John and Gary will be back with their Outlaw Pro Streeters a little bit later on. But right now it's time for round 2 of the Wildhorse Gaming Resort's Gamblers Classic Drag Race. Round 2 in the far lane, the 3D3 cubic inch Roadrunner of Brent Rice against Todd Ramberg's 1977 Mazda RX-7.
This is going to be a good heads-up match here, guys. We've got an 855 versus an 85. They're going to have darn near identical lights. So let's keep an eye on this one. This is going to be a good race.
The Roadrunner wins. Brett Rice moves on to the next round. 2 more Mopars, Doug Johnson's 1973 Duster versus the Sherbert Green Cuda of Doug Pennington.
Oh, these cars are strong, guys. These are going to be slingshots. We got a 6.89 on Doug Pennington's car. That little Duster's going to get a little bit of a head start, but I'll bet you that Cuda's going to work hard to pull him down.
Doug Pennington moves on to the next round. A wicked burnout by Dan Sells and his 1965 Cuda, a big 440 cubic inch Mopar engine underneath the hood of that car. His opponent in the left lane, the 1953 Henry J, driven by Cliff Holmes. The Henry J has a 350 small block Chevrolet.
Don't forget, race fans, stop by that Kendall Oil trailer and sign up for the free goodies given away by Transmission Products and Wildhorse Performance Gas Kit. Don't forget to give him a visit. He's got some nice stuff down there for you, fans. And you want to make a mention to Polar Automotive in LeGrand.
And they have just a little bit of a head start for that Henry. That's good racing. That is excellent.
Dan Sells in the 1965 Barracuda takes it. So far, Chrysler has a stranglehold on round 2. Here come 2 Motown monsters headed your way. In the far lane, the 1955 Chevrolet of Rod Cribbs. His opponent, a 1997 Ford Mustang of Dennis Fuller. The 1997 Mustang of Dennis Fuller from LeGrand, Oregon is your winner. His top speed at the end of 1/8 of a mile, 117 miles per hour.
The dial of 703 with that little yellow Camaro. In the far lane, it's Ricky Johnson with Matt Cohen is racing. 68 Chevy Camaro 468 powered versus the 502 of DJ Janussi. We got a 703 dial in on DJ and a 73 on Bad Boys Racing. This is going to be a heads-up match, people. Keep a close eye on it. If they cut a good line, this could be a dynamite race. Excellent job on both drivers. And in the right lane, it's Ricky Johnson from Bad Boys Racing. Pulled that out. He cut a 537 light with a 745 ET. Nice job, Ricky.
We're tagging along with Judy Radford as she prepares to take on Jerry D. Remember, we'll be traveling the length of 2 football fields in under 8 seconds.
Radford Trucking Company. Judy's got a dial in set at 8.6 with an 803 on Jerry DeFree. This is going to be a nice match. Judy just gives a tad of a head start, and then we're going to watch Jerry track her down. That was a good run by both cars, but no. Jerry DeFree in the left lane from Payette, Idaho with a 70 Plymouth Cuda.
Chris Wood in the 350 Camaro was facing off against Lee Evenson from Pendleton in his 1928 Ford Model A pickup.
Didn't leave any rubber on the tires. We got to dial in on that car, 7.2 and some change, and in the left lane with that little pickup to 10.7. We're going to see a big head start for that pickup, and again, we're going to watch the Camaro try to track it down. Good racing here, folks. Look at that, bracket racing at its best. There's our winner. Who do you think we've got there? It's Chris Wood with a 68 Chevy Camaro, tracked him down at the line in the Lannyberg Chevrolet. Here we go. Gary Rice in the ball lane. Steve Reynolds in the near lane in the little Nova. Racing we got here today, fans. This is fantastic. And in the left lane, Steve Reynolds with his little 71 Chevy Nova just tracked it down with a 7.9 ET at 93 miles an hour with a fantastic reaction time of .545. Give him a hand, folks. Great driving. Style in at 7.65 with a 907 dial in on Jerry's car in the far lane. This could be an interesting race, fans. That little far lane's going to jump out there to a little lead. Doggy with a run. That was Ricky Sparks in the near lane. Who's our winner today? Ricky Sparks. Congratulations, Ricky. You're going to go on in the Gamblers Classic in that little 64 Plymouth Savoy in our next race.
472 cubic inches lurk under the hood of Dan Naylor's 1970 Cuda. He'll face off against Jim Lindsay. That's a 6.91 in the near lane and a 7.68 for Big Jim in the right lane. That's the little big man against Rapid Transit.
70 Plymouth Cuda. I want to remind you guys, Dan's a national NHRA Division 6 champion in 1995 in the Pro Division. In 1995, he was Firebird Track champion out of Boise and the NHR Gold Card winner in 1995. So he's big-time racing, guys. That's Dan Naylor, the winner in that last run. Alrighty, we'll be putting the brackets together shortly here, and we're going to go into the third round of racing in the Gamblers Classic, sponsored by Wildhorse Gaming Resort with a $1,000 purse. These guys are getting serious now, folks. They're real serious about that $750 first prize and $250 per second. We're not playing games here today. These guys are running hard. They're giving it all they've got.
Drag racing is fun, but one guy who had no fun during the Gamblers Classic was J.R. Streifel.
Baker City Lions and the Starkey 4x4 Club. Like JR had a little trouble there, folks. Let's hope it's nothing serious. But wasn't that a beautiful run by that gorgeous 1997 dragster driven by Dan Sells?
Good. JR's vintage funny car was wounded, but he'll be back. The concession stands are clearing. The racers have cooled over 5,000 collective horsepower. We're ready for round number 3 of the Wildhorse Gaming Saloon's Gamblers Classic. Our first pairing in round number 3 will pit Brett Rice against Doug Pennington.
Like to burn their tires. We've got 507 in the far lane. That's Brett Rice out of Middleton, Idaho with an 8.5 dial in the near lane. It's Doug Pennington with a 6.89.
Pennington's too fast on the Christmas tree. He red lights, giving the round to Brett Rice. Rice moves into the quarterfinals.
Oh, what a burnout by Dennis Fuller. And there's Dan Sells in the right lane. This is going to be an exciting race match. We're getting down and dirty now. 7.29 dial in the right lane for Dan Sells. He's going to get just a little bit of a jump start on Dennis, but Dennis got an awful lot of car there, folks. Isn't that a gorgeous automobile? I don't think I've missed a sponsor on there. That's Fuller Automotive out of LeGrand. Dennis is one of the best race mechanics around. He built that car from scratch between him and his wife, and they're the crew, guys. They do that all themselves. Dan Sells in the far lane out of Meridian, Idaho. 65 Barracuda. They're staging in. We're lit. It's Dennis Fuller out of LeGrand pulling it out with his 97 Mustang.
We've got that little Plymouth Cuda. He ran hot all day yesterday. That was our second place finisher in the race yesterday afternoon. That's Jerry D out of Fayette, Idaho with the 70 Cuda.
These cars down. This is amazing. We got a 7.3 across the way for Bad Boys Racing. That's Ricky Johnson, Bad Boys Racing. 7.3 dialing in the new lane. It's Jerry D driving his beautiful 70 Plymouth Cuda. He's got a dial at 803. This is going to be great racing here, fans. man. Sweet light at 582, and he ran 101 miles an hour, guys. We got to give him a big hand. That's an amazing time out of that car.
Number 103.
Wildhorse watched them light it up. Something, guys, against a 782 on Steve Reynolds. They're staging. There we go.
Right-hand lane, the Camaro of Chris Wood wins the round.
Rick Sparks is coming up here in the near lane. We want you guys to cheer him on. That's Baker City's own Rick Sparks with his 64 Plymouth Savoy. Man, oh man, did Ricky like those tires. In the far lane, we've got Dan Naylor with the Rapid Transit 1970 Plymouth Cuda. Keep an eye on these boys. They both ran darn well today. We got a 6.91 dial in on Rapid Transit and a 7.60 for Ricky Sparks. Great driving, Ricky. I want to hear some clapping when he comes back here. That guy's doing a dynamite job today. That's Ricky Sparks with that Plymouth Savoy.
Round 3 is history. The Wildhorse Gaming Saloon's Gamblers Classic moves into the quarterfinals. Speaking of history, back in high school, my best friend and I cruised in his Plymouth Duster, but Ben's ride was nothing like Dennis Radford's 648 cubic inch Killer Instinct.
Try to get yourself a good view, people. When this thing leaves the starting line, it's something. It's just unbelievable how quick it gets off the line. When he's got that nitrous going, it's just like a slingshot coming in. Alrighty then, that was a smoking burnout by Dennis Radford and Killer Instincts.
Dennis's 1972 Plymouth Duster Pro Mod has run the quarter mile at 7.41 seconds at 184 miles an hour.
I think Dennis is taking this pretty serious, folks. He doesn't like to see track records get out of Baker, so let's see what he can do for us today. Let's see how he came out on that, folks. That's incredible how quick that car comes off the line. Give him a big hand now, guys. We got a great crew down here led by Gary Punky Dix. They worked hard on this car. This is a 7-day room project for these guys. Oh boy, he's going to be disappointed, I think, but we're looking at 100 and... Is that right, guys? That's 147 miles an hour with a 5.21 ET. That's fast ET of the ring in, guys. 147 miles an hour. We cut a .472 right. That's incredible, guys. Another big hand for Dennis Radford and his crew. Thank you.
Moving into quarterfinal action of the Gamblers Classic, Brett Rice will get a bye run, so our first pairing will be Chris Wood in his 1968 Camaro against Rick Sparks in his 1964 Plymouth Savoy.
That was Ricky Sparks. He's got a dial in at 7.60 versus the Lannyberg Chevrolet of Ricky Johnson with a 7.27 dial in. Let's hope for a good run here, guys. Let's get 2 good lights. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. That's a 7.678 ET. Alrighty, man. We've seen these cars run hard. Dennis has got that car dialed in at a 6.28. And Ricky Johnson in the far lane in that beautiful little blue Camaro is 7.3. He's going to get just a little bit of a head start, but Dennis has been awful strong. I don't know about you guys, but this is going to be a good race. And Dennis Fuller in the near lane. Dennis Fuller out of the Grand Oregon Fuller Automotive with his 1997 Ford Mustang. Built for a new car. He's got that thing running well. It's just amazing racing today, fans.
That completes the quarterfinals. As the racers regroup themselves, let's take a look at the class winners. Alicia King won the junior dragster class, her time in the 1/8 of a mile, 16.238 seconds at 39 miles per hour. In street class, Larry Langerman defeated Dan Dix. Larry's time 12.53 seconds at 57 miles an hour. With motorcycles, Casey Ingalls defeated Scott Tripp. In the women's class, Cheryl Carpenter defeated Linda Carter. In the muscle category, Linda Carter defeated Lee Evenson and his 28 Ford pickup. In Pro, Gary Dix and his Capri were defeated by Jerry Carter from Pendleton, Oregon. In the gas class, Jerry D defeated Cheryl Carpenter. In Pro Gas, Dennis Fuller defeated Dan Mailer. Jim Lindsay won the Dragster Alter Trophy over Rick Sell. If you think you need cubic dollars to race, think again. Meet Ryan Butler. All right, I found an English Ford out here at Thunder Mountain Drags, and I found the driver. What's your name?
Brian Butler.
Yeah. Brian Butler.
Brian.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you had this little car?
Oh, I'd say about 6 months now.
Oh yeah, what's it got under the hood?
Ford 2300, 4-cylinder.
Oh really? That sounds like it'd really move it pretty well.
What kind of ET does it usually run in a quarter?
Last week it went to Woodburn and it rained, so we don't know yet.
All right, well this is a good little place to check it out. You're going to be in the gamblers, or you just out for the trophies?
I'm just out for the trophies. I just want to get some laps on it.
All right, great. Well, we'll be looking for you. Hey, thanks a lot.
Yep.
Thanks for talking to us.
Yep. No problem.
Well, Ryan got his trophy. He got a runner-up trophy in the Super Street class behind Brent Bailey. And in the high school class, where the young guys are coming from, Dave Makins defeated Rick Barron. All right, time now to go back to the semifinals of the Wildhorse Gaming Saloons Gamblers Classic. Rick Sparks has gotten into the final with a bye run. So now we have the other matchup, Brett Rice versus Dennis Fuller.
Alrighty, Brett Rice with an 8.50 dial-in the far lane, in the near lane. We've got Dennis Fuller with a 6.28 dial-in. We're going to see a big jump start by Brett over in the far lane, and Dennis is going to track him down. Cars are staged. Here we go. For dinner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the finals are set. Dennis Fuller from LeGrand, Oregon against Rick Sparks from Baker City, Oregon. One of these men will win the Gamblers Classic. Back to our exhibition cars, Gary Fauble's Wild Thing 1966 Outlaw Pro Street Nova against John Costello in the 1957 Chevy, Some Assembly Required.
The 57 Chevrolet in the right-hand lane. ran 149.60 miles an hour. You people right here watching this have watched a new record go down here at Thunder Mountain Motorsports Park. Yeah, the 57 Chevrolet has a new track record. Did you hear that? Dennis Radford, the 144's history. You're on the trailer, buddy. You look over at the 57. You figure that somewhere. Talk about dynamite. You look at it.
We are down to our final pair, just like gunfighters in the Old West, and we're going to see who the fastest draw is. Rick Sparks and Dennis Fuller to square off for the Gamblers Classic Final.
Can't control that car. That car's fast. It's got more power than he knows what to do with. Look at that thing. Bringing him up to the line. We got Dennis Fuller in the far lane. 6.28 Diamond. 7.53 for Ricky Sparks in the near lane. All right, let's race, boys. Let's race. Come on, fans. Get up on this. And in the far lane, it's Dennis Fuller, the winner of the Gambler Classic. Thank you, Wildhorse Gaming Resort. That's a 750 winner for Dennis Fuller. But let's not forget the great Ricky Sparks. He's our runner-up finisher for the $250 second prize. All right, big hand for these drivers now. Come on, let's give them a big hand, folks. Look at those cars. Excellent job, Rick. You did a beautiful job today. Congratulations. And the great Dennis Fuller with that beautiful 97 Ford Mustang, the big winner of the day. He won the Wildhorse Gaming Resort sponsored Gamblers Classic.
For the winners of the Gamblers Classic today, this is Dennis Fuller and his wife Sandy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so have you got the money already spent pretty much like all racers, or you?
Well, I'll tell you what, I thought we were going to have to spend it. She, her diamond ring, lost her diamond, fell off, and I told her it was just gone and we'd have to win the race and buy a new one, and she found it. I can't believe she found it. I don't know where.
Found it out there where I was standing.
On the
out
track.
At the starting line.
Oh my.
So, the
Big
money
winner.
gets to go to the race car. Instead of my ring.
Diamond ring.
Well, maybe you should figure something out, but hey, I'm congratulations from everybody, and thanks a lot for coming out and supporting us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yep. Thanks. Okay. We're done.
Her with the runner-up in the Gamblers Classic. That's the second time you've been the runner-up, isn't it?
Second time.
That's Rick Sparks. Rick, you did a great job today. They had a huge field to go through, and you dang near made it, but you did a great job for us.
Hey, well, thank you. That, tell you, there wasn't an easy car out here today. Anybody that gets from point A to point B, they're tough. And runner-up out here at home in front of everybody, couldn't have been better. It was a winner from day one out here.
All right,
we appreciate it.
We sure had a lot of fun watching you do it.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
Don't forget other Thunder Mountain Motorsports activities coming up this summer. The 7th annual Baker City Memory Cruise will be coming your way August 22nd and 23rd of this year. A lot of activities, so get with one of the members and find out what's going on. The day after the Memory Cruise on Sunday, August 24th, is the Pepsi Challenge Drag Race at Baker City Airport in Baker City, Oregon. Gates open at 8:30 a.m. Time trial is 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the trophy runs are at 1:30 p.m. Another $1,000 is on the line at Thunder Mountain Motorsports. We'd like to thank everyone involved with this event and with helping us produce it. Special thanks go to our track announcer, Ken Hooper, who did a great job. And as always, thanks to Lloyd Ray and Jimmy Lloyd and the Switchmasters for helping us provide a little bit of music to help back up our programs. For everyone at Dihedral Film Group, I'm Chuck Handy. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.